Welcome back to Toyota Sports Talk, joined now by my guy, Mark Gray. It's been too long. He's the co-host of Sure Shot Podcast and the assistant managing editor of MLBBro.com. Mark, good to see you, my guy.
Man, it has been too dang long. How are you, my friend?
I love it, man. Love chopping it up with you. Hope you and the family are well. Kind of want to start things off with the Washington football team with you. Obviously, they're the big talker in town. 2-5 on the season. Up next, a trip to Denver to take on the Broncos. What do you make of this team, Mark?
Well, I think they are what the record says they are. They are a 2-5 team. And as much as we lament the defense, which has been extremely disappointing, based upon a lot of flawed expectations by not necessarily people in our market, but by national perception, they're probably about where they are. I love the Tyler Heinicke story right until he starts throwing outside the hash. And then we have a problem. I love our defense with the exception of third down. So we could fix those two things. I think we'd have a team that could compete with Dallas in the division, but they're 10 weeks to go. They go 7-3. We're talking a different story in January, you know?
I'll counter that by saying you look at the division, though. It's not like last year. Dallas starting to pull away at 5-1, so they can't get buried here. They got to get these wins. And I'm curious, what is your biggest disappointment with this team? Is it the defense? Because remember, the expectations were so high with this defense.
I'm disappointed in the third down inefficiency. The fact that you put yourself in position defensively to get off the field, and this team's defense just can't do it. And somewhere it's like, I look at Kendall Fuller as an example, a guy you were expecting to bring some championship savvy in. He seems to have lost a step. Landon Collins, go ahead, pull him off the far back end and move him to the middle. I think that's really disappoints me. And then the other thing, Scott, that I find disappointing is the overall construction of the team. There's not a physical running back to get you tough yards, but I just don't like them in short yardage situations. And you've got to be able to pick the 2 and 3 yards up that you need to keep a drive moving.
Personally, I think Taylor Heinicke is a good backup quarterback.
Right.
I don't think he's a starting everyday quarterback in the National Football League. So here we go, that same storyline year after year. How do they find their guy? How do they find their future long-term quarterback?
Do whatever it takes to bribe Russell Wilson to forsake his time in Seattle and to bring Sierra with him to the nation's capital and beg, you need to come home, Russ. We want you here. And isn't it ironic that they could have a bad situation and end up with a pick that could net them a quarterback, and there's no real difference maker in this draft. So it's going to have to take a free agent acquisition. The quarterback position is a quandary unless you're thinking free agent and rebuild a broken brand. And if I had that one, I probably would be Nostradamus and making some of that Mayhew Jason Wright money.
Mark, I know your passion's baseball and you love baseball. I don't think I've talked to you since the fire sale.
Right.
Scherzer and Trey Turner. And I know Davey and company, they don't like to call it a rebuild.
It's a reset.
Okay. I mean,
all right.
How long is this going to be? How do they get this sped up here?
Control Alt Delete. It's like that's where we are right now. I don't think at least it will be as long as Baltimore's. I still believe in Mike Rizzo's talent acumen and his ability to acquire based on feel as opposed to what complex algorithms are telling him. And that's why I like Josiah Gray. I think that you do have a core. I think Joe Ross is a little bit better than we saw. I think you got the core of a young pitching staff. Strasburg is the one who resets the entire process. You're like me. You're hoping that it comes to pass, but
the other one is Corbin.
Right. So think about it: Corbin, Josiah Gray, Joe Ross. You could do a lot worse. Got to fix the bullpen. Trey Turner is the one that's going to really be the nightmare. I had come to grips with losing Anthony Rendon, and Rendon went to California and just became somebody that I said, I don't even know who you are anymore.
Yep.
Well, I look at Rendon's game in Anaheim, and that's the way that I feel. Trey Turner, I'm sick about. That's just a transcendent player that I would have thought would have been a part of the core. That one really hurts. I trust Mike, his ability to draft. I thought that he had fortified the team, and right until Kyle Schwarber got hurt, they were at the top or contending for the division. Who knew Schwarber would be the difference? And he goes to Boston, and they were within a game of getting to the World Series. Go figure that.
That's baseball for you.
It
Mark
is.
Gray, how can our viewers listen to your podcast?
Oh, check it out on YouTube, on Smash Entertainment. And I do have a local podcast on The Contender now. So me and my boy Bill Rowland from back in the days on 106.7, we're holding things down locally on Tuesday and Thursday. So check us out over there. But if you need that holiday stimulus package, I'm rolling 6-2 over the last 2 weeks against the spread. And we're doing a big sure shot, smashentertainment.net.
Love it. Mark Gray, always great talking with you, and hope you and the family are well.
Hope you too, man. And remember, she's going to love you. She's going to love you.
All right, man. Thank you so much. Much more to
Take
come
care, my friend.
right here on Toyota Sports Talk. Stay with us.